Build the base.
Oh, he's got him flattened out almost. Green is on the hip, and he's trying to pick a direction. It's kind of pick your poison at this point. Green's covered.
If you get the lightweight strap and you defend the title, would you ever consider moving up to welterweight at 170 pounds?
First, I have to take this belt, 150 fight, and...
Oliveira.
Oh! Makhachev can pass the guard. He's got the arm triangle.
But that does figure to be a tough proposition.
Oh! Kick from Makhachev! And still! And... Dustin's got to be careful here. Oh, that's tight. Oh, it's tapped! Islam Makhachev! Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Yep. It's sunk up. That's tight. It's over. That's it. Yep. There's the tap! And still! Islam Makhachev!
I think future. I thinking about this. We have to sit with my team because I want some challenge, you know.
Brought to you by Modelo. Jack Della Maddalena's in green. Basil Hafez immediately in on the takedown attempt. Nearly knocked the cameraman off. Yeah.
Two belts. I like this moment.
Volk went up in weight, right, from featherweight. And, you know, obviously Islam had to cut weight, right? Islam has been known to slow down, right? But is this due to his weight cut to lightweight? Is he or should he be naturally a welterweight? That's one question you've got to ask yourself. This whole time, Islam, the narrative was that he, you know, is a big lightweight. Like he's really big for lightweight. You know what I mean? February, 26th of February, 2022, Islam had an interview after his fight, and he literally looked like he didn't even get into a fight. And he was basically saying he wanted to move to welterweight. What happened 2 months later? Or, you know, a month? Yeah, 1 month later. Literally. Jai Herbert. Ilya moves up to lightweight. He's a featherweight, right? That's obviously lightweight. Pretty funny. But only a month beforehand, you know, Islam is getting asked by a media member about going to welterweight because he is a welterweight. I just feel like there's a lot of factors here, you know, like swaying in Islam's favor. Like you got to think of it, climate. You know, Dagestani's more of a colder country. But at the end of the day, I don't believe Islam was looking to move to welterweight just to obviously duck Ilya.
It's time to start running! On your marks! Get set!
JDM on the feet would probably, if there was no grappling and it wasn't an MMA fight, like honestly, Jack would win. If there was no grappling, if this was just pure boxing, Jack would win. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Jack would win this fight if it wasn't. Yeah, I truly believe Jack would actually win this fight if it wasn't MMA. We'll see how he goes. Because I truly believe Islam's going to be big, man. He's going to be big and he's going to be strong. But before you go, here we go. Let's go. Main card. And prelims. Or just the full card. All right, let's go. Quick picks. All right. Slava Claus taking on Mateus Camilo. I haven't done this one. This is the first. Okay, we're going up in the quick picks. Just by looking at it, I'd say Slava Claus is like the early Santa delivering Santa presents. You know what I mean? So I'd take Slava Claus over this guy because he's like an underdog. His career depends on it. He's Russian. He's going to like the cold over there. You know what I mean? That's the kind of theme I'm going with because, you know, so I'm due for a full card, man, and predicting it all right because the last one I did was, I'm pretty sure, in France, Paris, not when I was doing my channel, which is not bad. You know, it's like one every like 6 or 7 months or something. I don't know. Got a full card right. I think that was my last one 7 months ago, which is not bad. It's like not bad on average. I kind of want like 2 every 6 months. That'd be good. A full card, like all right, that's hectic. All right. Angela Hill and Fatima Klein. Wait, Basinger. I got Basinger all day over Eric Makhachev. I think that Makhachev is just, it's nice. It's a nice layout for Basinger with a full camp. You know what I mean? All right, moving on. I think Basinger in the first round, man. Whatever he wants, submission, probably submission. Moving on to Fatima Klein taking on Angela Hill. Angela Hill, she's on her way out. She's 41 years old. Fatima Klein, she's the fresher fighter. She's fighting out in New York, and she's probably she could get lucky and get a stoppage of Angela Hill just via TKO, I'd say. I don't think she's going to submit her. Mackenzie Dern couldn't submit her, and, I don't think if Fatima Klein can, but if Fatima Klein definitely can stop her on the feet. Anything can happen in a fight. So it could be TKO or decision. Moving on. Pat Sabatini taking on Chape Mariscal. Okay. This is a rematch. I think Chape won on decision split. Close decision. Pat Sabatini, he's chipped away and he's better on the ground now. You know what I mean? He's better with his wrestling, good with submissions. So, Pat Sabatini by submission. Moving up. Kyle Dorcas taking on Gerald Michaud. They're both similar in styles, right? But Gerald Michaud's like the unk of this guy, but this guy's like taller and lankier and younger. He's a little lamb running around. But Gerald Michaud, GM3, he's got very good jiu-jitsu, one of the best in the game in UFC. He's got the most submissions, right? He's one of that guy he's just like an Islam. He was in like the corner of some random. Now he's fighting in the UFC. You know what I mean? Now he's got the most submission wins in the UFC or something, or he's got close to. He's second guy. But on the other hand, we've got Kyle Dorcas, and he's good jiu-jitsu. He's like proper. He's well known for his jiu-jitsu, actually. I think he's been doing it. It's his first trade. But then he started boxing. And I called him a 3-1 dog, taking out Mikel Pereira. And right now, I think everyone's just on his dick now. And, they're acting like they were day one fans. You know what I mean? I've had Kyle Dorcas do 3-1, man. People don't, what are you doing, man? He's coming back to the UFC. Of course he's going to go out there and smoke a circus clown. That's, he's a show guy, Kyle Dorcas over Gerald Michaud all day. I think it could be a decision, though. I don't know. It could just pepper a Gerald Michaud. Michaud is more of like a taekwondo guy. Moving on to the card, we have Malcolm Wellmaker taking on Ethan Ewing. I don't know who this guy is. He's just come off the street. Wellmaker is going to literally mow him down first round. Moving on to the next fight, we have Erin Blanchfield taking on Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez, she's the kind of person that just does not even take like her career seriously, and she's getting makeup done and putting fake eyelashes on her forehead. So I've got Erin Blanchfield fighting out of New York. I think Erin Blanchfield is, she's the New Yorkie in here. She's born in New York. I think she's going to put on a show, and she could potentially get a stoppage over Tracy Cortez. Literally. Not even kidding. It could be just like a crucifix, finish. Like on the ground, just trapping Tracy Cortez and just elbowing her to a finish. And that's probably what I'll say. I reckon Erin Blanchfield by crucifix TKO or decision. Moving on to the next fight, we have Roman Kopylov taking on Gregory Rodriguez. Gregory Rodriguez, he's the kind of guy that's 30 and looks like he's 50. This guy right here, I am not going to accuse anyone over anything. But on the other hand, we have Roman Kopylov, and he's Russian, right? He's literally like the Russian version of Chase Hooper, with all that sense as well. But he's got a way better kicking game, man. And he's southpaw, and he's going to fight a guy that's only ever lost to southpaws and to heavy kickers. Roman Kopylov just fought a Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa is literally the best on the feet, right? He is. In his career, like that, he was the best he'd ever looked on the feet. Paulo Costa did. He looked literally like it looked like the best thing. He looked like the best he's ever looked in his career. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to take anything away from Roman Kopylov, man. If he's got all the tools to beat a Gregory Rodriguez, and it's cold climate again, you know what I mean? This guy's from Russia, Dagestan, same thing. It's literally freezing over there, man. Same climate, man. I'm telling you. Gregory Rodriguez, look at him. He looks like he just needs to be in the jungle on a hot day. Moving on. To the next fight, I got Roman Kopylov all day. I reckon he's the best dog on the card. That's why I chose him as my first most confident pick. You know, no one else is picking him. It's annoying. So I'm not gonna just like suppress. Like I called Kyle Dorcas, and I was gonna put him as my thumbnail as my first most confident. You know, like so. You know, the last person that I was supposed to do that thumbnail thing where I put him on the thumbnail first round confident pick was Yadir. You know what I mean? I picked him a week before the fight, and, you know, look what happened. It just went all too weird. Anyway, he was my 5th most confident pick. I was actually going to put him as my first, but because he was such a big dog, it kind of wigged me out. Anyway, moving on to the next fight. We have Bo Nickel taking on Rodolfo Vedetta. Rodolfo Vedetta, obviously the jiu-jitsu guy here. Bo Nickel's got the All-American wrestling, you know, and some. So he is literally like the guy, the wrestler versus the jiu-jitsu guy. But if Bo Nickel's sharpened his tools on the feet, which he probably hasn't, I reckon that's what I'm saying. That's why I have predicted him because it's less pressure. He's on the prelims. I predicted him for a first or second round TKO finish on the feet over Rodolfo Vedetta. Moving on to the main card, we have Beneil Dariush taking on Benoit Saint-Denis. All right, Benoit Saint-Denis, he's kind of like the special forces guy, right? It kind of reminds me of like a Tim Kennedy, but like, you know, the new age Tim Kennedy taking on Beneil Dariush, and Beneil Dariush has been there forever, man. You know, you can't take anything away from this guy. Like, he's a big underdog, and it's just annoying. It's weird because everyone was shitting on BSD 2 fights ago, and now he's actually fighting a guy that only has lost to like what, Charles Oliveira and, you know, another like specimen. I don't know. It's just annoying. And I feel like, you know, if Benoit Saint-Denis is getting finished by Moicano in his country, home country, I don't know what will pump him up. And Armin Sarukian. He decisioned Gamrot. He beat Tony Ferguson. He beat Diego Ferreira. Diego Ferreira is pretty heavy-handed. You know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah, Diego Ferreira is, I reckon Diego Ferreira would knock BSD out, man, I think. All right, moving on. Nah, I don't know. Benoit Saint-Denis would probably take him to the ground and maul him. But, you know, maybe. But I don't know. I think Diego Ferreira on the feet with Benoit Saint-Denis would kind of be funny. I've got Beneil Dariush all day in this fight. He's a good underdog, man, and I feel like he's the better MMA, all-round MMA mixed martial artist. Moving on to the next fight, we have Leon Edwards taking on Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates, obviously, he's the aura guy coming into this fight. He's the Muay Thai guy. We got Leon Edwards. I think he's more of that kickboxing type style. He could implement wrestling, but I'm going to say that Carlos Prates defends the takedowns because I think that he can against the Leon Edwards. You know, I think Carlos Prates is kind of tricky because he's a little bit taller too, you know. And he's got very powerful striking, long-range striking. So I think it's going to be a decision win for Carlos Prates, but don't be surprised if there's a robbery in Leon Edwards' favor. Moving on to the next fight, we have Sean Brady taking on Michael Morales. Michael Morales, right? He is a good dog to come into this fight too, man. He's got wrestling credentials in Ecuador, but he's taking on a Sean Brady, who's just a thick nugget, who's got like good wrestling, and he's only 18-1. Michael Morales is 18-0. It's such a good matchup. 6 foot to 10, 5'10", 10 foot. I think that Michael Morales can get this done, but again, don't be surprised if there's going to be a robbery win for Sean Brady. But I think Michael Morales can get this done. I really can. I think he's going to make it really, really hard for Sean Brady, or he can either just finish him. Honestly, a Sean Brady could end up getting TKO'd in the 3rd round here, or any round, or it could be a decision loss for Brady. But do not be surprised if the judges give it to Sean Brady, okay? Do not be surprised. Michael Morales could end up just like it could be a really competitive fight, and then Sean Brady takes it on the cards. Don't be surprised. Moving on to the next fight, we have Valentina Shevchenko taking on Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili, I've got winning this fight, man. She's a good dog. You know, I think she's all well-rounded fighter in this fight. And, you know, I said it in my full card prediction video that, you know, don't forget it could be like all political. You know what I mean? Like Zhang Weili could take it on, if it goes to decision, I think Zhang Weili is going to win 99% of the time. Because I don't think Valentina Shevchenko has the wrestling credentials. And on top of that, I think just the judges in general, like I don't think they're going to give it to a Valentina Shevchenko. She's had her time. She's got her 8 rubies that she's never, she earned 7 of them. And then on that 8th ruby, she got choked out by Alexa Grasso, but she added it to her belt anyway. And now she's the first person to ever add 8 rubies to her belt. I think she's out of her mind. Moving on to the next fight, we have Jack Della Maddalena taking on Islam Makhachev. The Russian guy, man. I'm telling you right now, Australia, we don't have the wrestling credentials. We just haven't in the last however many years. Yes, Craig Jones and Volk are working together with Jack Della to just beat this guy. But I don't think they've had enough time. It's probably why Craig Jones literally came out with his own video and it was kind of like a diss to Dana, because he probably knows that, this is bullshit anyway, because I feel like Jack Della should be fighting Sean Brady. I don't know why. I just feel like that's, just to make it fair, man. Give us one title defense. Come on. Anyway, I don't know. My heart's rooting for Jack Della, obviously. This is going to suck either way, man. It's going to suck that I've made all this content thinking Islam was going to choke Jack Della out in the first 2 rounds, because that could be a possibility. He's going to be too strong. Islam's going to be too strong, man. It's annoying. This sucks. He's going to be too strong. He really will be too. He's going to be strong. Jack Della. This fight was on the feet, no grappling, and it was a mixed martial arts fight. Jack Della would knock Islam out 99% of the time. On the feet, boxing. If this was a boxing in the ring, Jack Della would beat him all day.
And Jack is definitely not getting the credit he deserves. He's definitely being overlooked by everybody.
I'm going with Jack Della Maddalena.
I'm picking JDM.
I'm going Jack Della Maddalena.
He is going to be able to beat Islam Makhachev.
I think JDM's got him, guys.
I really think that Jack Della Maddalena has the skills.
That's terrific. That's terrific.